Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Welcome you all again in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School, Taif, Saudi Arabia. Dear students, as you know that this is virtual class for class 10th students, subject computer science, and today is our 10th lecture. Teacher name Imran Ahmad. Dear students, as you know that in the previous lectures we were discussing about the IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, the place where we write our computer program. The place where you will have to write your computer program is known as IDE. Just for revision, because there are a lot of difference, IDE is a computer software that brings all the processes and tools required for program development into one place. Integrated Development Environment IDE, the purpose is to create means writing program, compile. Compile means to checking a program whether there is an error or compile. The purpose of compiler is to find the error and it will convert your whole program into obj file and run programs. Third purpose is running a program. Running means to check the desired output. Next question. Differentiate between constant and variable. First of all, you must have to know what is a variable, what is constant. So simply those quantity which can change its value is known as variable, and the definition of constant is those quantities which cannot change its value is called constant. So in this question we will differentiate between constant and variables. Constant. Constant are quantities whose values do not change during program execution. I will tell you what is the meaning of program execution. It means that whenever we will write our computer program, some constant we will use in our program depend on the programming situation, then we can use the constant in our program. So those quantities which cannot change its value during program execution is known as constant. They may be numeric constant, character, or string constant. So constant have many types, three types over here: numeric, character, or string. So we can say that basically there are two types of constant: numeric constant and character, because string is also a character. One by one we will explain numeric constants, or of two types. Numeric constant are of two types: integer and floating point numbers. Integer constant and float constant. The example of integer constant, let's say you will have to write 7145. So watch here, minus 234, 26, etc. Like these numbers are known as integer constant. Simply I can say that the value which don't have any point, any decimal point, they are known as integer constant. For example, 7.145, so this is not an integer constant because point is exist, so we cannot say this one is an integer constant. So integer constant, keep in mind, whenever we use any kind of constant in our computer program, if there is an point is present, so it is not an integer constant. But if no decimal point is present, so it will be integer constant. Let's say example in our front, 7145 minus, so you keep in mind integer constant can be positive, can be negative. Floating point constant. Next is floating point constant. Floating point constant, let's say 4.5, 44.5, etc. Now, why the difference between integer constant and floating point constant? Integer constant don't have any decimal point, but the floating point constant always or must have the decimal point to represent. Okay, keep in mind one more thing. 4, let's say 4 is an integer, but 4.0, 4 is an integer, 4.0 is not an integer. So anyone, if they ask whether 4 is equal to 4.0 in mathematics, you can say that it is equal, but in computer or in any language point of view, they are not equal values. 4 is an integer constant and 4.0 is an floating point constant. Next category is character constant. A character constant is enclosed by single quotes, such as, whenever we will use like this one, character constant. Watch over here, A is enclosed within single inverted commas. Enclosed within single, one is over here, one is S is enclosed within single inverted comma. Now 9 is a digit, but if any digit, any special character, any alphabet, anything, any 255 characters are there, but a single character, if a single character is enclosed within single inverted comma, so your mind should be clicked that this one is an character constant. So keep in mind, character constant must be enclosed in single inverted commas, and its length should be a one character. One character means, watch over here, there is written A, but if I written as, so as is not a character constant because its length is exceed from 1. So as is a string, not a character constant. Next one is string constant. String constant always be enclosed within double inverted commas. Always enclosed within double inverted commas. Watch over here, hello Ahmed is a word is written, and this word is written in double inverted commas. So this one is known as string. Watch over here, single character A is written within double inverted commas. So this one is known as, over here there is called string constant. Same question, next topic, variable. Because question was differentiate between constant and variable. Now, what is the definition of variable? In the mathematics, you define anything which can change its value is known as variable. But in computer, in language, its definition is same, but little bit different. A value that can change during execution of a program. During execution means after the execution, if we are using some kind of variable, we will assign some different values. Let's say first time when I execute the program, I assign x10, but when the second time when I execute my program, I assign the value to x, let's say 5. So they are changing its value during the program execution. A variable has a name. Variable has a name known as variable name. Variable, let's say x is a variable, y is a variable. So we will discuss it in detail. A variable has a name known as variable name, and it holds data of other types. For example, ABC. ABC is a single variable, not a three variables. ABC is a single variable. We will discuss the rules of variables, what are the rules of variable to define. But over here, variable, I will just clear this topic. ABC is a single variable. Similarly, X is a single variable. So, etc. So, this is known as variable. Keep in mind one more definition of variable is, so variable and constant, variable, constant, and variable. Definition of variable in C language or in any programming language, those quantities which can change its value is known as variable. Or name of memory location. Name of memory location is called variable. Name of memory location is called variable. While value at the memory location is called constant. Value at the memory location is called constant, and the name of memory location is called variable. I will show you what is the meaning of watch over here. Variable, the name of memory location is called variable. Let's say sum is a variable. This is a program segment, so don't be confused. We will use this program in coming topics. This is sum is a variable. Watch here, I draw a map for variable map of memory location. This block, assume that this block is memory location, and the name is sum. Its name is sum, and sum is what? Sum is a variable. So the name of variable is name of memory location is called variable. Now we assign a value. Let's say sum having the value 10. I give the value 10. 10 is a constant, sum is a variable, and 10 is a constant. So what does it means? It means that name of memory location is called variable, and the value at the memory location is called value at the memory location 10, which is a 10, is known as constant. So this is the simple definition of variable and constant. Okay, next topic, next question. Which of the following are valid C variable? Give any reason if not a valid variable. Area, 5x, sum, net space pay, minus float, underscore age, else, case, size 22, my weight. So these are the variable given in your book. Variable, they are asking whether they are correct variable name or incorrect. So we will differentiate, and I will tell you why they are correct and why they are incorrect. First one was valid variable in this block and invalid variable on this block. Area is a valid variable name. Why valid variable name? Because it is the any kind of name. So I think we have discussed in the previous topics the rules of defining a variable. If not, we have discussed, we will discuss it later. So rule is variable must be start with alphabets. Variable name must be start with the alphabet. So watch here, this there is a characters AREA, area, and it is starting, its starting character is A. So variable, that's why it is a correct. Next is sum. Sum is also a valid variable. Why this one is valid variable? Because it's also starting with the alphabet. Underscore age, you can start any variable, you can use special character underscore in your variable name. Either it is at the middle, either it is at the front. So at the front you can use two things. One is alphabet, must be alphabet, and another one you can use underscore is also. That's why can start variable can also start with the underscore. Third, size 22. Variable can be mixture of numeric character and alphabets character, but keep in mind they always start with the alphabet character. So size 22, this is starting, why the starting character is S, and it is also starting with the alphabets character, but they are joining, we are using the alphanumeric, means numeric is also we are using. So this one is correct. This one is alphanumeric, words are alphanumeric, characters are allowed. But if I say 22 size, now over here in your book, in your exercise, they tell us the size 22. Size 22 is valid. But if I say 22 size, 22 size is an invalid variable name. Why invalid variable name? Because we cannot start a variable with an numeric character. Keep in mind, we cannot start all the time in our program or in defining a variable, we can use alphabet or underscore we can use. No other character, no other special symbol can be used in a variable name. Now watch over here. Another these are the invalid variable name and 5x. Why this one is invalid? Because we cannot start a variable with the numeric character, start with the number. That's why this one is invalid. We cannot use 5x as a variable. Next one is net pay. Now you will worry, they are starting is alphabet and ending at the alphabet. Why it is invalid? Because if you are using a variable and you put the space between the two characters, watch for it, this is a T and this is a P. Between T and P there is a space. T and P there is a space. That's why this one is an incorrect. This one we cannot assign, we cannot use space between any kind of variable. So this one is incorrect. If I want to use the net pay, so I will use underscore, net underscore pay. Now this one is a correct variable name. But if I remove the space, so what happened? If I remove the space, so this one is known as invalid variable name. Next one is minus float. Why this one is incorrect? It is also starting with the underscore. This one at the book they were showing the underscore, they put the hyphen symbol. Although this one is incorrect, but float is a reserve word. Float is a reserve word, and keep in mind we cannot use reserve word as a variable name. Next one, else. Else is also a reserve word. Reserve word, the definition of reserve word is this: those words which have predefined meaning in the compiler or interpreter of any language, not a C language. I focus on my language, any language. Those words which have predefined meaning in any language is known as reserve word. So most of the program we will use our word else in our program. So else is a reserve word. We cannot use else as a variable name, although this one is starting with the alphabet, but else is a reserve word. So case is also a reserve word. Case is also a reserve word. We will use in the switch statement. This case word we will use in the switch statement. That way case is a reserve word and we cannot use reserve word as a variable name. Next one is my space wait. Over here watch, space over here there is use space between the y and w. Y and w there is a space. That's why we are not allowed, space is not allowed in a variable name declaration. So this one is the topic of which of the following are the valid C variable. Give the reason if not a valid variable. So we have, they give us some kind of variable name and they are asking to check whether they are valid or invalid variable. Next question. I tell you the definition of reserve word in the previous question. Over here, what are reserve words? Why they should not be used as a variable names? What are reserve word? Keep in mind, reserve word, the definition of reserve word is also, we can say that reserve word or keywords. This is the another name. This is another name, predefined words. So in your book there is written reserve word, but if there is written in your paper or any place you see the keywords, the meaning of keywords is also reserve word, or predefined words is also keywords or reserve words. So there are three names we can use for the reserve word: keywords and predefined words. Definition: the words that are part of programming language and have special purpose in computer programs are called reserved words or keywords. The words that are part of programming language, it means that those words which have already stored in a programming language, in the compiler they are already stored. So those words which are already stored, they are known as reserved words. Let's say I give you the example. For example, this is MS Word you are watching on your screen. If I remove, let's say over here, I will remove the words O. What happened? When I was writing words, but over here, what happened? It will be red underline. It will be red underline over here because your watch here. This word is red underline. Why this one is red underline? Why this one is red underline? Because this word is not present in the dictionary of MS Word. This word, this character is not present in the dictionary of MS Word. So this is, you can say that this is variable name. We can use this one as user defined name. But those words which have the predefined meaning, now I again put the O. So what happened? Now this one is correct, and the words WORDS, this word is present in the dictionary of MS Word. So those words which have not present in the dictionary, they will be red underline over here in MS Word, and in the programming language, those words, few words are already stored in the compiler. So that's why they are known as keywords, reserved word, or predefined words. They have predefined use and cannot be used for any other purpose. Watch here, they cannot be used for any other purpose. Means there are words, those words which are present in the compiler, only those words are known as reserved word, and we cannot use those words for any other purpose like variable name or function name, etc. We cannot. There are 32 words. There are 32 words defined as a reserved word in C. How many words? Check in your books. How many words there? Because there over here 32 is written, but according to me, they depend on the IDE. They depend on the compiler of C language. So in C++ have many other C++. Over here you are reading the C language. So they tell us the C language have the 32 words which have already defined, or already they are known as reserved word in C language. For example, those words are if. Those words are if is a reserved word, else is also another reserved word, case is a reserved word, for is reserved word, while is also a reserved word. So many other reserved words are there. You can check them we will apply when we will doing the programming. I will tell you this one is the reserved word, and etc. So over here, I think this is today's enough. Inshallah, tomorrow we will discuss the next topic. Till take care of yourself. Pray for me. Pray for all Muslim. Allah Hafiz.